All good? Welcome back to Sheffield, and we're going to go straight into the team lineups. The Whitley Bay Beacons, led by number 9 Evie May Tyndale. She's going to centre its top line. She is definitely one to look out for, as is number 19 Olivia Bath. For Bristol, captain Beth Walden has experience playing senior hockey, and Molly Lehman, Amelia Worth also. But a fast start here then. And the start of this second semi-final. Shadows has since transferred to Whitley. So gives the Beacons plenty of secondary scoring on this second line. Poppy Skelton goes into the corner with her. Shot comes through, that'll be covered up, but gives me an opportunity to introduce my co-commentator for this one, Whitley Bay Beacons defender, Dee Vors. First of all, Dee, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
You've got some some teammates who you're very familiar with on this Beacons side. We saw Isabel Johnson on that first defensive pairing. Somebody you play alongside on a weekly basis. What's it like to play alongside her?
It's really good. She goes, she works out what she needs to do from watching the plays from the forwards, and then just goes from there. And then she watches what the other team does, and then she can figure out what to do next.
Very intelligent player, isn't she?
Yeah.
With senior experience. Shot comes in from Olivia Bath. I know you've not played alongside Olivia for the Beacons, but is she somebody you played against in juniors at all?
I think I have played against her. I think once or twice.
We'll get a face-off over on the far side. This line led by Emily Duffy. Now, this is someone you are familiar with, of course. And
yeah.
Emily's led the Beacons in scoring this season in Division 2, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has.
That one was controlled by Holly Smith. Bristol with an opportunity, but quickly picked up by Emily Duffy, who will charge forward. Puppies will have to defend here as this one's charged down. Brooke Royce is on the line with her. Both have experience playing in the Division 2 side for the Beacons this season. Hardy Dunn, who is the captain of the side, number 11. Well, she has been playing Elite League hockey with the senior Beacons as well. So her and cousin Tyndale with a lot of experience. Bristol will look to push out though. Hardy Dunn will carry out from the blue line. Strides forward, looking to split the D, but a nice poke check right at the last second by the Puppies. Shot comes in from Rebecca Goldring. Bit of a battle going on in front of the net there. Freya Appleton sending it towards the crease. We'll get a whistle on the play. We're going to get a penalty for tripping. So we'll get a replay of that coming up. But looks like it's going to be on the Huskies then. But a good opportunity for a power play for Beacons right now.
Yeah, you can do a lot when you're on a power play.
As we'll get the face-off inside the... I keep wanting to call them the Huskies. They are actually the Puppies, although they're part of the Bristol Huskies team. So Olivia Bath, the Sheffield youngster, the local who plays for Beacons. It's worked back from a point. Shot comes in from Isabel Johnson, another one who has experience playing for senior hockey with the Caledonia Steel Queens as well in Division 1, so plays at a high level. As we'll get a face-off once again. Bath with the draw, works it back to Johnson. This is a strong lineup. Tyndale, strong, very strong power play lineup. Tyndale back to Dunn. Tipped on by Bath, almost stabbed home, but a good save. And I mean, you come up for training, don't you, as well, to Whitley Bay? Yeah. So I mean, it must be great joining in these sessions with some of these players.
Yeah, you learn a lot from training with all different types of people, especially like the younger ones who have been doing it longer and in a higher league. You still learn so much.
Yeah, I can well imagine. That one shoots through. That was from Isabel Johnson. The puck bouncing through the blue paint and back out. Tyndale trying to set it up to the back door. Olivia Bath, and it's in, and the Beacons take the lead then. Olivia Bath with her back to goal, but set up by Evie Tyndale, and the Beacons take the lead. And we'll get a replay of it coming up here, Dee. We'll see it in a second as Olivia goes back to a bench to celebrate. But I mean, that was perfect time to take the lead, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4 minutes in, not even that. As Tyndale sets up the play. Bath, look at that, just controls it. Shields the defender, doesn't she?
Yeah, just a little nice back tap.
It really was. As that goal will settle them down as well, getting the goal so early, won't it? As Olivia will come forward then and charges, cuts back onto a forehand. Plays the game at 100 miles an hour. I mean, what's it like as a defender when you got players like Olivia coming at you at pace? It must be difficult, is it?
It's somewhat difficult, but then there's others where, they've got the speed, but they don't have the technique to carry on through, so it's easy to just like take the puck away from them. Mm-hmm. You learn like a few minutes in of what type of player they are.
That makes sense, yeah. I mean, you also play for Bradford, so you get to play alongside like Alicia Potts and Lydia Lutwich, who we've seen in other playoff games earlier on. I mean, again, it must be great playing alongside those players like that.
It's great because you still learn a great lot from each other.
Holly Smith doing a great defensive job there. Snuffing that one out. She'll hold on. Such composure as well, Holly. Not old enough to make her senior debut yet, but looks to be quite the prospect as Emily Duffy gets inside, fires, kick save. And Emily's so good at creating those scoring opportunities, isn't she?
Yeah.
Comes back through. Worth. The Puppies jersey is slightly different to their senior team's ones. It's a nice design. That thin strip of pink through the middle, which the Huskies don't have. Dunn. Shot from distance. Just rolled off the stick of Emily Duffy. She'll chase that one down in the corner. And Claire Wilson. This line now, Dee, this is the one that we often see for the Division 2 Beacons, isn't it? And they've done a lot of damage this season. They have.
They've got quite a few goals this season from being with each other, so they've learned a lot on how each other play. So they always know where each other will be. Yeah.
Duffy thought about shooting from the high slot. She's forced wide. I mean, Claire Wilson's someone who plays with a lot of energy, very similar to yourself. You always seem to be enjoying yourself on the bench, aren't you, the pair of you? And that one's dumped in. Controlled in the corner. This forecheck by the Beacons putting the Puppies even under a lot of pressure. This is their first ever appearance at the playoffs. Carried in though by Tyndale, who forces a save. This is the Beacons' third straight year they've made it, but good shot from Evie forcing a save out of the goalie.
Yeah.
We'll get a replay of it coming up right now. Rides that one challenge. And then shot from the hash marks. Tyndale couldn't quite control. She'll just let that one roll forward, and then it will be gathered in the corner by Rebecca Goldring. Goldring again fires. It was a rising shot which flew over the top of the goal in the end. But controlled over on that far side. Tyndale gathers. It's the tempo really being controlled by the Beacons at this stage. Going to get a whistle on the play here for penalty, and tripping call on the Huskies once again. So not quite 7 minutes in, a second power play opportunity of the game. Is that something when you're playing out there, do you like playing on the power play unit? Yeah,
it's so much. There's some parts where you just prefer being on a power play because you can get more shots on, you can get around them, and you can most likely win when you're on a power play. Yeah.
Heidi Dunn will send it around the corner. Collected up along the end boards. all Beacons right now. Poppy Skelton, who works so hard. I mean, Poppy's someone who's only just made her senior debut in recent weeks, played the last couple of games, but another good addition to the Beacon side, isn't she?
Yeah, she's because we've all got different abilities. She brings her own things, and it's just catching up to like what we've been taught. But she has been playing really well.
Yeah, she has. She's like her work rate's really strong, isn't it?
Yeah, she's scored nearly a few times and playing for Beacons.
Yeah, I think she got an assist on her debut at Hull, didn't she?
Yeah.
So we'll get another penalty called. And it's going to be one each then in the box. So the next minute and 18 seconds we'll have 4-on-4. And then it will revert to a Puppies power play. A bit of a delay before we get the puck drop. And that was stolen though by Evie Tyndall. So she was so quick to react that one.
Yeah.
And then she's out of the box there. Deeks a goalie, gets a shot off. And this, the speed that she generates, she got in behind the defender and then almost found the bottom corner. That's a body checking call on the Beacons. Evie gets a shot off, big rebound off the logo, but it will be covered up and we'll get a face off in the zone. We'll get a replay of this breakout here, the speed that she has here. She's one of them players who almost looks quicker when she has the puck than without it.
Yeah.
Peeks a goal, he gets a shot off. That one goes wide into the corner. Back with the Puppies then as they look to play out, but well defended by Heidi Dunn. She looked like she was hooked a little bit there, but still advances. Goldring tries to steer it around Corson. And then it's worked back to Heidi Dunn, who's got time to control. 22 seconds or thereabouts remaining at the 4-on-4. And it will be around about 40 seconds then for the Puppies power play. Dumped in. Olivia Bath will chase that one down. Oh, fan clearance picked off. And Beacons almost forcing home the shot with Rebecca Goldring. Isabel Johnson shot from distance. So Bristol are now on the power play then. Rebecca Goldring having to drop back to Hal Pelt. She's one of the younger players on this Beacon side from the Aberdeen area. Shot blocked, charged down there nicely by Ayla White. Into the corner. And then around the boards, Poppy Skelton working so hard up on this near side. Skelton will switch the play over onto the far side. Freya Appleton now. Now Emily feet back out the box. So Beacon's able to kill that one off. It must give you a lot of satisfaction when you're on the penalty kill, isn't it? When you kill that off, you sort of get that momentum a little bit.
Because if we can keep it and not let them score whilst we've got 4 and they've got 1 extra player, it just proves that we can do it and persevere through the whole game. Yeah, indeed, yeah. As that one's controlled in front of the penalty box. Holly Smith will send it around the boards. And then over on the far side, Beth Walden it is, who seems to have been around the junior setup for a number of years now. Has some senior experience as well. Tyndall forcing the turnover, working so hard in this left wing corner, tries to pick out Bath, and she will do, even though she had a couple of players around her. Beacon's really trying to assert their dominance. Nice poke check there from Molly Lehman, who I believe has played for the Huskies in Division 2 this season. Nice hands from Evie again, forcing a save. And I mean, is it difficult when you're facing a team like the Beacons right now? They're generating all their chances. As a defender, it must be quite tough because you're constantly having to battle, aren't you? Yeah, sometimes it's just difficult because you're trying to make sure your team gets the puck and then not the other team. And then when it gets to the other team having it, it's it's just not the best feeling.
No, I can imagine not. That one goes into the corner. And Brooke Royce it was who works it back out. Johnson. Brooke, who again plays on the Beacons Div 2 team with UD, and her older sister Tanya, of course.
Yeah. We work really well with each other. We've learned how each other work. So me and Brooke both got like a little thing we do when we're on like the same line, and it works most of the time.
Well, that's good, yeah. Always good to generate that chemistry, isn't it? Particularly as a defender for yourself, sort of linking up with the forwards.
Yeah, it's a lot better when you link up to the forwards, because then you know you've got someone who can be there when you've gone forward.
Yeah.
Or just to help each other.
What's it like playing with Tanya as well? Because obviously she's a bit more older and experienced than Brooke.
It's great playing with Tanya because she's got so much experience, and even with her, we've worked out what like we can do to help each other, and it's worked quite a few times, and she's scored quite a lot for Beacon this season. She
has, yeah. Her numbers are doing really good this season, you're right. Alternate captain as well. That's a stretch pass. Sophie Anker's being forced into a save before. Shot there from Rebecca Goldring. Not much she could really do other than get the shot on net because she was waiting on her teammates to enter the zone.
But sometimes you just have to take them shots.
Well, you do, yeah. There was no other option, was there? But it's brought her team an offensive zone face-off, which is good. And Bristol still having to defend here, but they're going to get a breakout. It's going to be a 2-on-1 here. And the Puppies, if they get this right, sends it across and scores. What a finish that was. 1-1, and having soaked up all that pressure, the Puppies then equalising. What a strike that was. I mean, there's not much that Goldie Sophie Ankers could do about that, is there?
No, the high shots in the corners are the hardest ones to catch.
They really were. We've got a replay of it coming up now, but it was that 2-against-1 rush. That's what did the damage. And the shot going early as well. But the Beacons, despite all that pressure, despite having most of the play, now find themselves back level. That must be so frustrating as well as a team if you're so much in control and you get caught on the break like that.
Yeah, it's hard to do like the 2-on-1s.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult.
Oh, and Olivia Bath restores the lead just like that. Great individual goal. She just took control of it, advanced down the slot, and again went top shelf, glove side. What a finish. We've been treated to some great goals in this game early on. And I mean, that's the perfect time to respond, Steve, isn't it? I mean, just giving up that equaliser to go back ahead. Just
getting through nearly all 5 players and then scoring in the top corner the same way is just great skill.
It really is. And Olivia Bath has that in abundance. There's no doubt about that. Coming just wide of the goal there. Coulson fires. And then gathered by Evie Tyndale. Forward, that'll be chased down by Emily Duffy. She should. Well, they're going to call that icing, but they look level at the hash marks to me. So they are going to call icing, but that looked harsh to me. I thought they were level going in. I suppose as a defender you take it though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That will bring the face-off back down then into the Beacons end of the ice. 91 seconds left in this first period. Reminder that they are only 15 minutes long at junior level. The Beacons with a mascot for this game. That's new. In fact, I think, well, I was told it's the Caledonia mascot, which Isabel Johnson's asked if we could borrow for this game.
Yeah.
And they've just dressed the bear in a Beacons jersey.
Yeah.
As here comes Evie Tyndale. Went short side. Good stop though by Sophie Benson in the Bristol net, who again has got experience at senior level. Tyndale. Drop pass to Johnson, winds one up. Comes back off the end boards. Now Olivia Bath, who's on a hat-trick of course now, shuffles the puck out to Evie Tyndale, who fires. Comes back off the boards again. Bath, who tries to pick out Tyndale, those two good friends off the ice, which was one of the reasons why Olivia wanted to move to play for the Beacons and enjoy that time with somebody who she's probably going to have a good understanding with at GB level in the years to come. Bath, drop of a shoulder, advances, cuts back again. Can she get the shot off? Forces a save. And it was a good stop by Sophie Benson. Johnson keeping the move going. Freya Appleton trying to get on the end of that, and then Bath didn't quite keep it in. Worth will hold on, but forced back by a strong forecheck in Isabel Johnson. That will do it then for the first period, but well, some really good goals in that period, wasn't there?
Yeah, there really was.
Well, we're going to take a short break then. We'll be back with you in around about 5 minutes' time, so please don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Sheffield then for the start of a second period between the Whitley Bay Beacons and the Bristol Puppies. I'm Adam Matman, and joining me for this one is Dee Vors. Before we get back underway for this, just apologies again at the start of the first period. We had a bit of an issue with the camera. It's due to the netting here, which is above the plexi, and sometimes the camera will focus on that. So we had a slight technical issue with it. I know we missed a couple of seconds of action, but I can assure you nothing really happened in those 2 seconds, so we didn't actually miss anything at all. But apologies for that, and it is something we were aware of, and we were very quick to rectify that. But we are back underway then, and as I say, I am joined by Dee Vors, who's a Beacons defender for the Division 2 side, and a lot of your teammates playing out here for the Baby Beacons, as we like to call them. It must be, you know, as a teammate, it must be great to watch them out there right now.
Yeah, I love watching like players who I play with and see how they play with like other people. Yeah. And especially how far they're coming. It's such a nice thing to see. Yeah, I mean, this is your first season with the Beacon senior team. Yeah. But as you say, you've really settled in quite quickly, haven't you? So a lot of these girls, as you say, they are friends now. They're like friends and family. Exactly, yeah. As Heidi Dunn shoots some distance. Sophie Benson, who's a really good young goalie, who I believe from the Cardiff area, but plays for Bristol, because Cardiff don't have a 16s girls team. So there are girls from Wales and the southwest of England. And it works out well because the Puppies have got a very large roster. That one's dumped back in. Holly Smith will dig that puck out from behind the back of the net. That one comes back out into the neutral zone. Beacon's looking to push out with Claire Wilson. All picked off by Olivia Bath. Stick's been lifted. I think we're going to get a slashing call though. You can see much of that, but it is going to be a Beacons power play again. Just waiting to see which player it is who's being led off. Nina Reeves, by the looks of it. So another power play opportunity for the Beacons. We saw that early on in the first period, and it's a good chance to build a bit of momentum in this second period. Yeah, it's so much better when you get like a power play at the start of your second period, because it just brings you back to playing, and that you just get all your energy back. Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, and it gives you a chance to focus. What's it like, particularly as a defender, playing in the middle period, because it's known as a long defensive change? Is it a lot harder to make that change? It is so much harder for Dees to switch in a second period, because you're on the other side of the ice and in your third, and you never know what's happened. So a lot of the time we end up changing when the whistle blows, so we're having like a couple minute on the ice, and it's so tiring. And then you're just having a quick break, and then you're back on. It's very difficult to get your breath back and get back into the game.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Chance there for Olivia Baffin and dumped in by Evie Tyndale. As Beacon's trying to get this power play firing. Comes back to Bath as she cuts through 2 defenders, gets a shot off. Good save by Benson, comes loose. And then the puck just out of the reach there of, I think it was Mia Bradshaw. Puck comes through, Bradshaw trying to stab that one in, but again, poked away by Benson, gets it away to Olivia Bath, and she collects behind the back of the net in the corner now. With inside, I think we're inside the final 30 seconds of this Beacons power play. Bath shuffles it forward, Bradshaw will chase this one down. Needs a bit of support, shrugs off that stick that came in towards her. And still trying to make the play, even though she's down on her knees there. It's good persistence from her. Huskies, Puppies will clear, but then Heidi Dunn hits it, comes off the inside of a post. She's beaten Benson from distance, but it hadn't crossed the line, and then the shot from Johnson, I think, hits Poppy Skelton high up in the neck area or the back, but didn't convert. But that was a really good power play by the Beacons, wasn't it, Dee?
Yeah, it really was. You could see everything and what positions they were in trying to get.
Yeah, set up well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Over on that far side, Emily Duffy was carrying in. Comes off the back of the net, but still making life difficult for the Puppies, and they're unable to clear right now. We'll get a whistle on the play. Looks like we're going to get another penalty here. And we'll get a replay of it coming up, but it's going to be on the Beacons this time. And Emily Duffy, that's her second penalty of the game. Didn't see much in that. No, this is a shooting opportunity from Dunn. It comes off the inside of a post and back out. Well, what a shot that was. And so close to converting on that power play then. Face off in the Beacon zone. This is their first real power play for the Puppies then. I know they had one before which overlapped the Beacons, and Tyndale gets in behind. Can she finish? Oh, in the end, stood up well by Sophie Benson, unable to really get the shot off, but she collects the puck and will hold on. And Tyndale showing that the best way to kill a penalty is to keep hold of puck possession. And she's gone from one end of the ice to the other. I mean, how important is that, though, just to hold on to possession, try and burn some seconds off the clock?
It's so much better when you do that, because then you can just relax, get your breath back, and wait until you need to for your fifth player to come back on the ice.
Yeah.
And it gives less opportunities for the other team to score.
It certainly does, yeah. If you've got the puck, they haven't, and that's as good a reason to do so as any. As about a minute and change left then on this Puppies power play. Johnson will stride forward. Beacon's creating a lot of opportunities in the offensive zone, even though they are short-handed.
Yeah.
Puck in the corner. Puppies will control, but even though they've got the numerical advantage on that side, it was good work rate by the Beacons to make sure they won't advance. Oh yeah, it was just offside. Puck was over the blue line, but Olivia was in the neutral zone still. Here's a replay of this chance before. Tyndale bursting through the slot onto a backhand and onto a forehand, and then did get the shot off, but then quickly collected her own rebound as Rebecca Goldring will go in and take the draw. And Heidi Dunn, that one's dumped in. Cleared around the boards by Evie Hunt of the Puppies. Puck getting caught up in front of the boards by the Puppies bench, but we'll get an offside call. I think it just slowed down a bit, didn't it? And that's what caught them offside. Face-off will take place just outside the Beacons blue line. This one comes out and gathered by Walden. Gets a shot off. On that far side, Poppy Skelton working it free, and Rebecca Goldring looking to cut through the defence. She's one of the youngest players on the team, but such a phenomenal goal scoring record as Emily Duffy comes back onto the ice. Duffy almost connected on that one, looking to make her mark, having just come out the penalty box. Beacons trying to get set up here as Duffy caught in the mid-slot between two Puppies defenders. Bradshaw looking to pounce on that. Evie Corson turns and will get it away, battling it against Tyndale. Bradshaw will clear and make sure entry into his zone isn't achieved, but then Puppies do enter, but it's stolen back by Tyndale. Duffy puts it off the right wing side. Let's fly. It's a rising effort and just over the top of the bar. Smith into the corner, chased down by Evie Hunt. Comes back to the point. Fired in. Oh, come off the heel of a stick there from Duffy. Tried to get a redirect. It was a little bit similar to the one that Olivia Bath opened the scoring with. And this one carried around the boards. Hunt will clear, but hits her own player on the far side. Holly Smith in the neutral zone. Goldring even, who shoots from distance. And that was well gathered in by Sophie Benson. Looks a confident goalie, doesn't she, Sophie?
Yeah.
As a defender, how much confidence does it give you when you know your goalie is going to be making smart saves like that? Does it take the pressure off you a little bit?
It takes off so much pressure when you know your goalie is able to do them.
Yeah, I imagine it must do. As they're going to get a breakout here, but just about dealt with by Heidi Dunn. Stop the puck well, and then it will be cleared. It'll come down, it won't be icing. Falls well short of that. Bit of a fan clearance. And over on the far side. It'll be controlled by the Puppies. Apologies, I don't actually have a number 21 on the team sheet, so I don't actually know who that is. We've had that a few times where the numbers don't match what we've been given, so apologies for that, folks. I will try and find that out in the next break. Heidi Dunn will clear, and the Puppies will drop back and control. Hope Corson will get there first. He's currently alongside Sarah Sanchez. And then Emily Parfitt will, well, she was trying to connect on that one and look to advance. Duffy collides with one of the Puppies on the far side. And this third line again, so important. They've been kept together for most of the season at 16 level and as well in Division 2. And I mean, that really must help, mustn't it, Dee, when they're playing not just from one team but two teams like that, and just that chemistry with forwards is so important, isn't it?
It's just so much better when you've got the chemistry with the people you're in a line with, because then you know what you can and can't do. Especially when you play with them for more than one team and it's the same line, it just helps so much. Yeah.
Have you played forward before?
Yes, I started off as forward. So I can still play it now, but I just prefer playing D.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to read the lines.
Yeah. Yeah, I can appreciate that. But I mean, it's always handy to have that idea. I mean, as a defender, you kind of know and can read what a forward might be thinking, can't you?
Yeah. You can just tell by the way they're skating and how they puck handling what they're about to do.
Back underway then. And sent around the boards. Puppy's trying to clear, but it's kept inside on the far side by Bath. Poppy Skelton will chase this one down. In the corner, worked back out by Skelton, who's so good at that, working the corners, and work rate's phenomenal for the Beacons. And she's done this for the last couple of years. Well, I think only two players age out on this Beacons side. One of them is Isabel Johnson, who we were talking before, Dee, who's one of your defensive partners for the Division 2 side. And the other, Claire Wilson, who is also one of your teammates. But the vast majority of his team should be here together next season as well. And, I mean, it bodes well, doesn't it? I mean, even if regardless of what they achieve this season, they've still got another go at it next year to try and win a 16s championship.
It's good when you've got the same people you play with like for years, and it just works. She can improve all together.
Yeah, it really does. Collected by Hardy Smith, who looking to clear. Looks like they're using Mia Bradshaw as a defender for this game, and alongside Holly as her defensive partner as Evie tries to go short side. Another good save by Sophie Benson, and that will mean another face-off inside the Puppies zone. And well, this Bristol side ran the champions Chelmsford close during the season. They won a game each, so wasn't quite know what to expect coming into this game, but you've got to be pleased with the way Whitley are playing here, because they're asking all the questions right now, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
That one is cleared only as far as Heidi Dunn, who fires back in, and then Claire Wilson, Canadian born. She's from Vancouver originally, but moved across to the UK about 18 months ago, and then stabs that one. Puppies having a bit of difficulty clearing that one just from in front of the crease, and Tyndale will go into the corner and try and work it back. Now Johnson will gather. We're going to get a whistle for offside, I believe, but I didn't think the puck had come back in, but they're calling it anyway. So I mean the face-off will come out the zone. So you yourself, you've played junior for Blackburn and for Bradford, haven't you? So what's it been like playing there?
Moving from Blackburn to Bradford, it's helped so much because I get coached by higher coaches, and they've just got higher players, and you just learn so much. And I've become a better player from moving to a higher league. Yeah.
Well, we've certainly been lucky to have you this season. As Bristol looking to break in again, they score off their last breakaway. But it's a good save by Anchors. I think this time the player breaking out for Puppies, she just didn't quite have it under control this time, did
she? She didn't have that much control.
And in the end, that's probably why she couldn't get a clean shot off. Skelton lets fly from distance. That pops into the glove of Benson, but will set her team up with an offensive zone face-off. But we'll see here, good steal, though, to force that breakout. And the Puppies have their second breakaway of the game. Yeah, just scuffed it wide in the end. A bit early, I thought, there on the puck drop, but they've let it slide, the officials. Tyndale will clear. Work back to a point from Tyndale to Dunn, back to Tyndale. Lovely hands from her. And then I will come out, and I think Freya Appleton was still offside, but I think Evie was just trying to keep the game moving there, wasn't she?
Yeah.
We'll see a face-off just outside the Puppies zone then. We've got re-entry by Evie Tyndale here. She's forced a little bit deeper there. It's good play by Evie Gorson, who's back there helping out a defence, and then Puppies will clear. It'll be another breakaway, but Johnson comes across and breaks that play up like a wrecking ball by Duffy, who the puck seemed to slow down a little bit there, but then she got it away into the zone, and can enter now, but back with the Huskies inside the final 2 minutes of the period. Bath, who is being closely marked by Evie Corson. Johnson pokes it clear, but it falls back to a Puppy's stick. Now we can get a bit of a break on here. Shot from distance went early. So Anchors will let that one go behind the back of the net. Quite happy to do so. Beacons having a battle here as the Puppies enjoying a bit of time in the offensive zone late on in this period. Johnson carries it out using the blade of her stick to help her into the zone now. She'll dump in and go back to the bench for a change, but that'll be chased down by Poppy Skelton and Rebecca Goldring. Still with Rebecca now. It's a shot off from the acute angle. I think it hits Poppy on the side of her body and then shuffled forward to Bath. Good little setup play there by Goldring, but now the Puppies rather, looking to break out. We're going to get a Puppies power play and we're going to get a holding call on the Beacons. So they'll end this period on the penalty kill. Bristol seem to come on quite strong towards the end of each period, don't they?
Yeah.
We saw them get the goal back at the end of the last one, and well, they've caused a couple of problems for them. First, a breakout which led to that save from Sophie Ankers, and now they go on the power play. Walden's effort is blocked by Tyndale. Control behind the back of the net. Tyndale again. Still control behind the net once again. That was I think a horn being blown, but it sounded like it was dying more than anything. Didn't sound too clever, that horn, did it?
No.
As Walden will pick that one off, and then in turn Beacon's going to get it away with Mia Bradshaw, who's having a very solid game on D alongside Holly Smith even. Vicky's her mother, who's the coach of this 16s team and plays for the Elite Beacons. I say that at least once a game, get the pair of them confused. That will do it then for the end of this second period. We will get an ice cut now, but I mean, no goals in that period, but again, Beacons very much the dominant team.
Yeah, they're doing really well, they work as a team. The Bristols are getting there, they're learning from what they've been doing, and you can see them bringing it back, so it's going to be a close game.
It really is. Well, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with you in around about 15 minutes time, so please don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Sheffield for the third and final period between the Whitley Bay Beacons and the Bristol Puppies. I'm Adam Matman. Joining me for this one is Dee Vors. The Beacons have had a lot of possession, haven't they? But probably should have had more than 2 goals right now, you would have felt.
You would think that, but with the plays and stuff, and with Evie doing her runs, and then she's just handling a bit too much in front of the goalie, so the goalie can tell what she's about to do.
Yeah, the goalie's played really well, hasn't she? Sophie Benson had a really strong game up till now.
She really has. It's just the few up corner goals where it's just gotten her.
Yeah, it has. Evie trying to drive through the heart of her Puppies' defence. Nice slick ice surface to work with now as well. We've had to play on 3 periods of ice, whereas in the previous game we had an ice cut after 2 periods. That one's played out by Evie Tyndale and then gathered in by Hope Corson. Hope still in possession but put under pressure by Emily Duffy. That one's cleared. It'll be gathered by Vicky Smith. Vicky controls, comes back off the boards. Beacon's in the middle of a change, but Poppy Skelton gathers and will feed it towards Rebecca Goldring, who advances but can't hold on. She's outnumbered. Plenty of Puppies players back there. There's at least 4 players there. Beacon still in a penalty kill, but that's to be offside, as Poppy Skelton was just looking to get back on side. So the Beacons kill that one off then, and they started the period on the kill. We'll get a face-off just outside the Puppies zone. And we're back underway. Holly Smith working it across to Olivia Bath. Olivia will hold on. Back to Holly Smith, forward to Rebecca Goldring. Can't gather it in, so she'll chase it down. Hunt will go with her. It will come around the boards and it will be gathered by Evie Hunt. Comes back to a point. And that one's closed down. Mia Bradshaw it was who had the shot. Not much else really of an option she could have done in that position. Forward to Duffy, who will chase down once more, putting the defender under pressure over on that far side, Evie Hunt. And Claire Wilson works it back to Heidi Dunn, back to Wilson. Just having to delay entry because the puck slowed down a bit and changed direction, but able to enter the zone, as was Duffy and Evie Tyndale, who's out on this line with them right now. And in the corner, centering pass from Duffy, but comes off the pad of Sophie Benson. Still with the Puppies, they couldn't clear. Evie Tyndale collects from beyond the back of the net. That was batted out the air by the Puppies, and then Heidi Dunn having to track back. She's got Isabel Johnson there, who's doing a good screening job actually on Amelia Worth, just cutting her off more than anything and helping out a defensive partner, allowing her a bit more comfort today. Is that something you've ever done before on a deep pairing, where you work as a tandem like that?
We have done it, but a lot of the time it's by accident.
Right, okay,
and we don't really mean it to, but we end up doing it.
Yeah, I mean, that looked a good bit of improvisation from Isabel, didn't it? Just thinking, I'll help her out here and just give her a bit more time on the puck.
I've done it a few times with my D partners. Isabel's done it for me.
Yeah. It just takes the pressure off you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That one will clear, and Mia Bradshaw will track back then, and that will be icing on the Puppies. So it brings the face-off even all the way back down into the Puppies' end of the ice. And here we go, we're getting both benches joining in with the actions. Party time on the bench. Face-off over on the far side. Olivia Bath will take the draw for the Beacons. Up against Misha McBean, the number 21, who centres a top line for the Puppies. Harley Smith will clear. Poppy Skelton chasing after it, back to Smith. And then Olivia Bath. Beacons looking to enter the zone. Shot from a high slot, big rebound comes through, almost put home by Bath, but then there was a defender coming in at the last second, and I think it was it might have been McBean who'd got back there to help out, or maybe Olivia Carey, the number 73. But either way, one of them certainly got their stick on that to block the effort and redirect it wide. Now McBean will advance up the ice. It's a shot off, deflects up of a Beacons player and loops over the outstretched glove of Sophie Ankers. Good shot from an acute angle by Molly Lehman. Collected in the corner by Holly Smith, who'll bank it off the board, sends it over. And Beth Walden will collect on the far side. Beth, who is a D, but she's playing up in an advanced position right now. Holly Smith still trying to play that puck while she's down on her knees there, and then support coming in from Bath to help out. Corson will send that one in off the board. That one's cleared. Beacon's looking to play out with Bath and rides a couple of challenges before she sticks the afterburners on. She's got in behind. Can she get the shot off? She will, and she scores, and that's a hat-trick marker, and the Beacons are 3-1 to the good. And what a great breakout that was, Dee.
Oh, that was a phenomenal breakout.
The speed she had as well to get it around the defender. You just felt once she was past her, she was away, wasn't she?
Yeah, there was a little bit of doubt, but she did get there and got the shot.
She did. You can see on the replay now she had 3 defenders, and she gets around that first one. The last one's coming across, but it's too late. And she releases that one with 5 minutes gone in this final period, and the Beacons lead.
Yeah, you can see that it's hard to catch her high shots on goal.
Yeah, it really is.
Because every single one she's done is a high slot.
Yeah, and that quick release. Beacons with a 2-goal margin now. Still plenty of time to go in the game, but it's been close throughout in terms of a scoreline. But Olivia Bath, a hat-trick, has proved to be the difference between the sides so far. And Whitley, I say, had a lot of the play. Hasn't necessarily got the numerical advantage in terms of goals, but at 3-1, that's a little bit more breathing space than they had prior to that one, and that'll be an icing call on the Huskies. So it's a confirmation then of the goal on the weekend's first goal. It was Olivia Bath's goal. Apologies, I missed who they said got the assist, but it was the hat-trick goal for Olivia Bath. That much we know. That one's cleared by Heidi Dunn and tips back into the zone. Evie Hunt will gather. Lehman. Tyndale cuts across. And drop pass. Shot comes in. Wide of the goal. Emily Duffy. That one just behind the back of the net. Tyndale in the corner, working her way out. Isabel Johnson rides that challenge. Shrugs it off. Looking for the attempted wraparound. Went short side. And then some strong defending there by the Puppies just to ease her away. Comes back out to Johnson, who fires in, and that loops up off the stick of Sophie Benson. Collected by Poppy Skelton, who does well digging the puck out. Collected at the high slot from Olivia Bath. Finds Duffy in space. Duffy gets a shot off and drills one low. That was a lovely release that she had there.
That was lovely. The passes were perfect. They just knew where the players were going to be.
Yeah, it linked up really well. Over on the far side, Evie Corson will carry it out the corner for the Puppies. Out to Isabel Johnson. And sent around the boards. Olivia Bath. Dug out from the end boards, comes back out, and this will be chased down by Mia Bradshaw. She's put under a lot of pressure there. How tough is it when you're having to drop back and you know you've got the forward four checking you like that?
Oh, it's very difficult, but with that, it just makes you want to just go faster and faster to get away with them.
Yeah. Well, she was able to do that. Thankfully, she was strong enough on the puck to make sure she shielded it away from the Puppies player. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the game then. Beacons with a 2-goal lead. And that one into the zone, into the corner rather. Harley Smith will gather upon these near boards. Helped on its way by Claire Wilson over onto this far side. Shot going in from Emily Duffy just will hit the outside of the net, and then the play continues as the Beacons will look to set up the play from behind the back of the net. Claire Wilson trying to stab that one home. And once again, Sophie Benson coming up strong. And we'll get a face-off inside the Puppy zone then. And 6.5 minutes and change to go. Evie Tyndale will take the draw. Shot from out wide, and Emily Duffy. That will force another save out of Benson. From the Bristol point of view, it must be difficult when you know that you've got to try and get 2 goals back. There's not a lot of time left in the game, and you're pinned back like this.
It is stressful, but if the right team gets it done, the right lines will get it done.
Yeah.
But it's also hard when you know the players who you're playing against have got some hard shots.
Yeah.
But they just need to like work together.
Mhm. They do.
And just like communicate so everyone knows on that team who's where and what they're going to do. Because if they don't do that, then it's just not going to fully work for them.
No, sure. Heidi Dunn will collect in front of her own blue line. That one is forward. And we've seen before how good the Puppies are catching the Beacons on the break. They get another one like that, and that sets it up as a 1-goal game again, doesn't it? So not over yet by any means. And Worth will control, put under a lot of pressure there from Rebecca Goldring. Poppy Skelton, and then Goldring stealing it back. Goldring gets a shot off. And just using the defender there, I think it was Vobes. She used her as a moving screen. And again, Beacons trying to dig the puck out the corner. If we recall, that's going to be another penalty. That's Poppy Skelton who's going to go to a box for that one. The Bristol player went down. I think it was Evie Corson who, indeed it was, who got clattered from behind. So we will see a Bristol power play. I mean, this is a big moment in the game for Bristol, isn't it?
It could be the moment where they bring it back.
Yeah. Well,
you've had teams where you can score multiple on a power play, but it's just up to them if they're in the right mindset.
Yeah, well, we've seen the Beacons have been strong on the penalty kills so far. That was Will Duffy in the box there, talking with Poppy Skelton. That's Emily's father, who did have the pleasure of his daughter's company in there and a couple of times during the game so far. That one's dumped in. Comes out the corner. It's boarding is the call on Poppy, and it's not like Poppy to give away those sort of penalties. It was just an accidental. I think it's just clumsy more than anything. It wasn't deliberate by any means, as that was controlled over on the far side. Comes back out. Heidi Dunn will gather. Cleared off the blue line, and it goes back in. It will be gathered by Hope Corson. Comes back out the zone. Beacons will control with Mia Bradshaw, who collects in the neutral zone. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the game now. Beacons with 1:10 left on this penalty kill. And they'll enter the zone once more. Bristol not really able to get up in the offensive zone and get set up so far.
No. They had the chance to do it from the face-off, but sometimes you can't win every face-off.
You can't.
But they might have the chance to do it now.
Yeah, well, they're coming in with speed here. White trying to set away a player on the far side.
They just need to set up correctly and they'll be able to get it through.
Yeah, I mean, it must be frustrating when you're starting a power play. You've got the face-off in the offensive zone, and then when the team on a penalty kill blasts it down the ice, that's got to be a little bit frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be really frustrating when that happens.
Control beyond the back of the net with Isabel Johnson to clear. 3:20 to go. Rebecca Goldring will hold on. Again, the puck possession being the right idea right now with about 15 seconds left on this Bristol power play, but it's still with Isabel Johnson who fires, but just ran out of real estate in the end, didn't she?
Yeah, so that day was just in her way.
Yeah, she shut off the shooting angle, but I mean, she did well to carry it up the ice, didn't she, and take it away from her defensive zone. That one will be cleared and into the Beacon zone. That's going to be an icing on the Huskies, on the Puppies rather. So Beacons with a power play in the offensive zone with 2:45 to go. And the Beacons Bear, as it is now, on loan from Caledonia, really enjoying the dancing. Heidi Dunn fires from range. Dug out the corner. Beacons still trying to control the play in the offensive zone. Controlled up along in front of the timekeeping bench. It will be Worth, I think, who's carrying it out. Yeah, Amelia Worth, indeed it was. Picked off by Evie Tyndale, who will carry out and striding into the offensive zone now. Draws one challenge, but holds on. So strong on the puck. Picks out Duffy from the high slot and scores. And that's 4-1. And the Beacons are surely on their way into a final now. And what a finish that is from Emily Duffy. That's a goal you've seen several times this season, Dee.
Yeah, but you could tell throughout the game she's been trying to get that goal.
Yes,
and now she's finally got it. You can just see it on her face that she's so happy about it.
2:04 to go, then that is surely the insurance marker. It would take a monumental effort from the Puppies right now to come back into it. Not impossible, but they would have to do something pretty spectacular to achieve it. The Beacons, all they need to do is continue to control like the way they have all game, and Bath will enter the zone. That one will be cleared. And it looks like they've changed goaltenders, Bristol, and brought on Lola Lewis. I think that's more just to give her an opportunity to play in the final, because you can't fault what Sophie Benson did. You wouldn't pull your goalie because she's been fantastic, hasn't she?
She's been amazing. There's just been a few downsides with her defender in her face and not being able to see. But it's good that they've given the goalie an opportunity to have a go at being in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. As we said, it's about experience, isn't it? Just give her that opportunity.
It's every young girl's dream.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. So, which is nice to see that Bristol have done that. They probably realised with a couple of minutes to go, it's not going to be their day. This is their first appearance at the playoffs. I'm pretty certain it won't be their last. This is a club that has been built up really strong by Becky Osman and has done a similar job. Well, there's too many players called on the Beacons here. So they will end the game on the penalty kill. But yeah, it's a club that mirrors the Beacons in many ways for Steph Towns at Whitley Bay, Reed, Becky Osman in Bristol, and both have really built the clubs up and went with an under-16s team. This is the lifeblood, isn't it, of a club to bring through junior talent all the time.
It's a lot of clubs that dream to have a pathway for all kids to go up into senior hockey, and they've just got a pathway and they can just stay at the same club.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to see that the Beacons have been trying to do that.
Definitely, yeah. Controlled by the Beacons. That will be cleared. Kept inside, though, by Corson. Stabbed away by Mia Bradshaw with 30 seconds to go. Action behind the back of the net continues. Bradshaw happy just to tie the puck up and waste a few more seconds. 18 seconds to go. This is the Beacons' third year at the playoffs. They're yet to win a semi-final. They're looking like they're going to now with Evie Tyndale, who scores! And that is 5-1. And Evie Tyndale finally gets a goal that her players deserved. And you can spit shine your shoes because the Beacons are headed into the playoff final. We've got a replay of it here now. Starts so deep in their own zone here. That releasing pass. Evie it was who started the move. Collects the puck from that drop pass off Emily Duffy. And then just shot low, block aside. And she's deserved that goal, hasn't she?
She has. There's many tries that she has tried to get it. She's just gotten it.
Yeah. That will do it then. The Beacons go into the final. The first time they've won a semi-final game. The first time they've won a playoff game in only their fourth season of existence. Truly remarkable. Having been back-to-back league champions in the North, they're now going to play in their first ever playoff final, and it's kind of a dream final really, coming up against Chelmsford. Both sides have been in the playoffs 3 years running. Both sides have won their respective league divisions 2 years running, but it'll be the first time these two sides will have met. Well, your final for tomorrow then will be the Chelmsford Rattlesnakes, the defending champions, against the Whitley Bay Beacons. And well, as the handshakes, the post-game handshakes get underway, Dee, I normally ask my co-commentator as to who they think player of the game should be. So who's really impressed you from both sides today?
I think Evie for Beacons deserve it so much. She's had the energy through the whole game. She's tried to get as many shots on as she can. Even tries to get rebounds for a player and her other teammates. And then finally getting the fifth goal to make sure they go into the finals tomorrow. She just deserves it all the way.
She really does.
And then for Bristol, their goalie,
Sophie Benton.
Sophie Benton deserves it. She just persevered through the whole game, trying not to get them shots in, and she's done so well, trying her best not to. There's just a few ones but just snipped in, and it's just, she just deserves it. Yeah,
I mean, most of those shots she could do nothing about. She was screened or they went top shelf, and really she kept her side in it, didn't she?
And sometimes you can't help getting blocked by the other team or your own team. It just happens.
Well, we are going to stay on air for the post-game ceremonies, the presentation of the Player of the Game awards, and then the Beacons will be presented with their league championship trophy. So please do stick around for that. And we will say we should have the Player of the Game awards first. Once we eventually get them relayed back to the box down at the bottom, the timekeeping bench.
For North, this time, the medals and trophies. So first up, MVPs. And for the Bristol Husky Puppies.
So for the Bristol Puppies, Misha McBeans with number 21, and she was probably their most brightest spark going forward, wasn't she? But certainly Sophie Benson can leave this game with her head held high, because she's been phenomenal, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, especially for her first season playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. So McBean gets the applause from the Beacons leadership group there. Heidi Dunn captain, and then alternate captains Evie Tyndale and Isabel Johnson. And Evie Tyndale, and you called it, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's a 50% success rate. That's better than I normally get, so well done for that. But yeah, Evie absolutely deserved it. What a player she is for the Beacons, and what a season she's had. And she will be playing in a final tomorrow after all, having lost with the Diamonds in Div 1 yesterday and lost with the Senior Beacons in the Elite. Now we are going to have Heidi Dunn presented with the trophy, but I think that actually before that we'll get the medals and caps presented. So Freya Appleton is first. Now Evie Tyndale. Number 10 is Miley Fraser, followed by 11 captain Heidi Dunn.
14, India Bryan. 17.
A little bit behind, I think, on the... I don't think Poppy Coleman's here. So number 14, India Bryan, is next. Then 17, Emily Duffy. 19, Olivia Bath. 30, Mia Bradshaw. 36, Holly Smith, who's just come into shot now and about to receive a medal. 46 is Brooke Royce, wearing number 87 actually. 48, Annie Knox. 54, Claire Wilson. 68, Isabel Johnson. Number 74, Poppy Skelton. And slightly out of sequence, Sophie Ankers, number 70, the goalie. 75, Lydia Beddoes. 81, Rebecca Goldring. 84, Rose Wilson. Chloe Miles, I don't think is here, so number 5, Ava Crombie. And now it is being presented then the trophy to Heidi Dunn, the Beacons captain. So Heidi, lift that trophy. The Beacons are champions of the North, and they will be going into the playoff final tomorrow. And it will be a true clash of the champions. Beacons champions of the North, Rattlesnakes champions of the South, and that has all the marks of being a classic game, doesn't it, Dee?
Yeah.
We've seen two really good sides today in action, and the Beacons will get a lot of confidence from that win, I'm sure. But what a result that is. The team are going to pose for pictures there, but league champions, back-to-back years, and what an achievement it is. And coaches are joining in now, Vicky Smith and Jane Skelton. That is a great moment for the club, and it's a growing list of trophies that the Beacons are collecting now. This their second trophy win for the Beacons 16 side. And every year the Beacons have had at least one team at the playoffs. They've got two here now. They're going to be joined by senior coach, or player coach of the elite team, I should say, Steph Towns, who's coming in with a flag or a banner, a Beacons flag. But we're going to leave these pictures with you then in the background, and we'll be back with you shortly for the Division 1 final, which will be the Bristol Huskies against the Swindon Top Cats. Thank you from myself, Adam Mackman, and from Dee Vors. See you all soon.